Good evening, this is Bel Geode and we are back with some more DCS World. That's Digital Combat Simulator 1.5.6. We are on the open beta version tonight, and I finally got my hands on the Viggen. So yeah, I think for our first foray into Viggendom, yeah, I just made a new word right there. What I want to do is I want to hop into one of their standard missions here and just fly. I want to figure out how does this bird operate. I want to put it through its paces, make it do things that it shouldn't do, and see if I can actually come out alive. So I'm going to take a couple of moments here and just look through and see what we have to work with, and we will hop right in there and get started with this bird. Oh, I'm looking forward to this because I'm going to be judging harshly here. If the Viggen doesn't fly well, that's going to tell me that the Tomcat is probably not going to fly well either. The converse is true. If I love the Viggen, pretty sure I'm going to love Leatherneck's Tomcat too. But we'll find out in a moment. So I figured the best way that we could evaluate this aircraft really quick for our first look is to just simply place one using the mission editor and just hop in. So that is exactly what I did. I put myself over at Sukhumi Airport, and we're just going to hop right in there. Okay, and we are in. Now, one thing I'm just going to caution you on straight off the bat is, for some strange reason, the open beta version of DCS does not play very well with my graphics cards. So if you suddenly see like stutters and so on and so forth, that's pretty much what it is. But we are here in Sukhumi. There is no one around. We've got clear skies. We've got basically a green light to go here. So let me see if I can call for clearance to take off. Why is that blacked out? Don't tell me this is going to be one of those situations where the radio doesn't work for me.
Sukhumi, in field 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
And are we going to be able to do this? I have no idea which runway we're supposed to be taking off from, and of course, they're not really helping me, but how about this? How about we pick a runway and just go for it? Let me make sure that I've got everything set up here. I did go through the startup sequence with this. Oh, why am I missing my... Yeah, need that cartridge there. And I also took a look at some videos, most notably the ones from Bunyip Sims, because he's just awesome, let's face it. He is absolutely awesome. So I kind of have an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just hoping that everything is programmed the way it should be. That is currently set to nav, so let's go ahead and taxi here. I probably need to take the brakes off. There we go. Okay, good thing I don't have ground power on.
Enfield 1-1. Sukhumi, clear to taxi to runway 30.
Oh, now you tell me. Well, where the hell were you before, man? Damn. Messing with me here. Okay, good deal, good deal. Let me take a quick look at the outside here. As you can see, I'm running slick. No weapons, no nothing. Just a good time waiting to happen. Alright, we'll check the rudder in a bit. Let me make sure our speed brakes work. Yep, we got speed brakes on the top and the bottom. Very nice. Very nice. The one thing I forgot about Sukhumi is the fact that this taxiway takes you forever to get to the runway. But we should be there momentarily. I'm going to slow down a bit because it says I'm going 64 knots. That's no bueno. And of course, the other thing I really like about this aircraft is the fact that it's got thrust reversers. That's the lever on the left-hand side there. I'll try to point at it, provided I don't go off the edge of the runway here. Let's do this carefully. There we go. That's the thrust reverser handle. So when you pull on that, that activates the thrust reversers, but they don't immediately activate until you touch down. I think the nose wheel has to be down first before the thrust reversers will activate, and they just do it automatically once that lever's out. And there should be a light on the right-hand side that if it stays on for too long, it's basically telling you, hey, you're burning up your engine with the thrust reversers. So I'll have to remember that. I do love the radar in the center. And now I'm starting to see why Leatherneck Sims chose to bring out this aircraft before bringing out the Tomcat, because that radar does kind of sort of look like the one that was in the Tomcat. I'm just saying, it's like an air-to-ground type radar. It's a little bright too, so I might need to do something there. Is this it? Yes, radar brightness. Turn that down just a touch there, otherwise it'll blind me. There we go, that looks much better. So yeah, that will show you the terrain and whatnot, which I'm pretty sure that they're planning on doing something like this for the Tomcat as well. And what is going on with this rudder? This is a little sensitive here. Normally I put a curve in my profile here with the Saitek X-52, but I'm not quite sure what to do with this here. This feels like it's a little too much. Alright, let's come to a full stop. Let's check for traffic, even though I know better because I am the only person flying right now. Okay, and let's see if it'll allow me to get clearance this time.
Sakumi, in field, 1-1, request takeoff.
Come on. You know what's going to happen. He's going to say, no, you can't take off. And then I'm going to get on the runway and he's going to be like, okay, you can take off now. So we're just going to do the thing. Before I take off, though, I need to make sure everything's done. See, what'd I tell you? Called it. And now he's going to tell me I can.
Sakumi, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.88.
Oh, I'll do what I want, son. I'll do what I want. Alright, lights. On. Where the hell are the landing lights? Oh, I think they're over here somewhere. What is this? Warning panel light test. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Okay, everything comes on. This is good. Now, where... here we go. Taxi landing lights. Okay. You heard it click. That means we're good to go. And we have our ejection seat handle in, which is perfect. Okay. I say no time like the present, folks. You know what it's time for. Brakes down. Throttles up. Full mill. Brakes off. And I hear you can do an afterburner takeoff with this, so here we go. Stage 1. Stage 2. Stage 3. And we are going to rotate in about 5 seconds here. There we go. Rotate. We are up. Positive rate. Gear up. I've been told we do lose a little bit of lift once the gear goes up because those flaps that are currently on the forward wings, I guess those are called canards, that tends to go up there. But yeah, we're up. We are up. And of course it wouldn't be me if I didn't do this. Alright, so let's see how this beautiful bird handles. I'm going to zoom out just a touch here. Okay, we are blasting off like we're going to outer space. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Alright, let's go downwind from the airport here. There's Sakumi Airport. This feels good. Once you get it airborne, it feels really good. Looks like there's stability augmentation, which is what I'm guessing that light is on the very far left side. There's like that green light just under the top of the dash. I'm thinking that's what that is. Oh wow, are we over Mach 1? Yes we are. We just went under the speed of sound. Very nice. About another roll for that. Whee! I love it. This is so sharp. This is on point. Okay, let's see if it can do what I would like it to do here. You know what comes next. Oh, baby. I love it. I absolutely love it. Woo! That is awesome. Okay. Well, now this aircraft is not really designed as a dogfighter. As you can tell, if I try to pull up too sharply, yeah, it complains. So there's not going to be a whole hell of a lot of fancy aerobatic maneuvers. What this thing was designed for is to go down in the weeds with your hair on fire, which of course is another one of my favorite things. So let's test that theory, shall we? Oh, she's complaining I'm pulling up too hard. Alright. There we go. Now the other thing that I hear is a real good thing about this aircraft is the fact that it has that autopilot that will basically altitude hold. So I'm going to click that in. Watch the left hand side. There we go. Okay. We are now skimming the treetops. Can't tell me that is not a thing of beauty right there. Ah, sweetness. Woo! That's awesome. So you can still control it with the stick, but it's still under the influence of the autopilot, so it's going to try to get you back down to the proper height. I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. Yeah, finally an aircraft made just for me to get down in the weeds with my hair on fire. I love it. Alright, let's hang a left here, shall we? Apparently she needs a gentle hand. You don't want to get too rough with her, so I'm going to need to be conscious of that, and I might need to change the curves that I've put in the controls here. Obviously I've flown it before because I had to make sure that my joystick controls worked, but this is the official first look here, because I really didn't get a chance to mess around with it. But so far, so good. I'm guessing the red light is low altitude warning, which of course is fine. Oh, and actually that reminds me, there was something that I learned about this thing that I want to show you as far as the autopilot goes, because this thing, the autopilot functions a little bit differently than what we're used to. So, my HUD is looking a little off here. Hold on. Okay, first things first, we'll put on altitude hold. Okay, there we go. Next things next, we will set up there. That's the way the HUD should look. Okay, so let's say you're being held, you know, like you've got your autopilot hold on, you've got your attitude hold on, you are solid. You're not moving anywhere off your deviated flight path. But you need to make like a sharp left turn here, or you need to orbit an area while you do some mission planning on the fly, literally. What you do in this aircraft is the same commands that you would normally use to trim your aircraft. That's what you're going to use to enter into an orbit. So right now we're going straight, and I'm just going to trim to the left. All I did was just tap it there, and look at what it does. It just automatically goes into a left-hand orbit. That is too cool. I don't care who you are. That is way too cool. Look at that. So now it will keep doing that. It'll do like a very wide turn off to the left until you get back in there and straighten it out. Just like that. So if we wanted to, we could do one for the right side as well. So there we go. Now we're in a right-hand bank, and it'll literally sit here all day. So if you happen to be doing like a really long mission on like the 104th and you're in a place where you don't think you'll get shot down, Just put this thing into a bank, go make a sandwich, and come back later. You'll be fine as long as you don't run out of gas or get shot down. But yeah, that is really neat. I love that. Of course, the real bread and butter with this aircraft is going to be anti-shipping, so you can expect to see some videos from me coming up in the near future with anti-shipping involvement. Alright, we're going to put it on manual for a moment. I love the fact that you can basically skim the surface with this. Now, one thing they do say is you need to make sure that you've always got your QFE set, because a lot of your targeting mechanisms do go by whatever your barometric pressure is. It has to make sure that everything's calibrated properly, otherwise there's a good potential of missing, which of course is not a good thing. But yeah, I've got a lot to learn. The manual is like 370 odd pages long, and I don't even think that's the finalized version of it. I think that's just the version that they came up with to appease us while this thing went into beta. But yeah, I'm actually going to have to double down and learn this thing. But look at that. That is just so awesome, though. This is what I've come to expect from Leatherneck Simulations. And if they can put this much love into the Viggen, just imagine what they're going to do to the Tomcat. I cannot wait. I'm putting it out there from now, Leatherneck. Please, please, please make sure I have early access to this thing. I will do you proud. That's awesome. Alright, so let's see if we can head back to base. Actually, you know what? No, let's have a little bit of fun here. I want to see just how high I can take this sucker before it starts complaining here. Alright, let's see if we can pull her up just over Mach 1. Preferably not go into the drink. There we go. And let's go vertical. Alright, so we're at about 20,000 feet roughly. Go ahead and come off the burners here. And let's see, do we have the same stability at this altitude? Altitude hold is in place. Yep, it still does the same things at altitude. That is pretty damn cool. That is pretty damn cool. Alright. Well, let me see here. We got some mountains there. Yeah. Let's play tag with some mountains, and then we'll bring it home. Alright, so there's Sukhumi. We don't want to lose sight of Sukhumi here. Let us go a little ways down the coast. We'll hop into these mountains and take it from there. So that's actually the city of Sukhumi. We're going to go right behind it here. That's pretty cool. So yeah, as you can imagine, this is a full simulation here, so all of these buttons and everything, they all work. Well, with the exception of maybe a couple, I guess, because who can really model everything? But yeah, I think the real fun with this one is going to be figuring out the weapon systems. Now, it does have the Maverick, which is the standard Maverick that we're used to seeing. They call it something else because, of course, it's Swedish made. They do have the Sidewinder, so it can defend itself. Think along the lines of like the Warthog. However, the real meat and potatoes of this aircraft are going to be the anti-shipping missiles and the, what is it, manually guided missiles. I forget what they call it. It's either an RB5 or something like that. But yeah, that's going to be the fun stuff to figure out there. Alright, we're getting kind of close to the deck. Let's see if I can pull up in time or if this is going to be a disaster. There we go. There's a good girl. Nice. Okay, now, thought I saw some mountains around here. Let's see what we can find. Okay, we'll go behind this one here. Okay, let's get a little bit of gas here, because I don't want to fall out of the sky. How are we doing on gas, anyway? I want to say that's the gauge off to the right. Yeah, it looks like we've got 60% gas, so I'm okay with that. It's definitely a unique design due to the fact that it's got the canards in the front, but were it not for the fact that I've flown the Su-33 in DCS, which granted has a lesser flight dynamics model, you know, I'm kind of sort of used to the whole concept of the canards up the front. This one definitely does it different though. But I'm okay with that. I can deal with that. Alright, let's get some outside shots going here, and I'll shut up for a minute. Wow, she is definitely sensitive down low, so I gotta be careful with that. But that is okay. Let's see if we can swing out this way. Follow this little valley here. We can see the ocean off in the distance, so Sukumi shouldn't be too far away. And then we have fun landing this sucker. I've watched as many videos as I could find on the subject. I think I might be able to pull this off, but we'll find out in a moment, won't we? Alright, let's see. I see the sea. That's what I can see, but I can't see the airport. So I don't know if it's off to the left or off to the right. Let's pop up here as if we would if we were doing a mission here. Okay, and now that we've popped up, this is how I like to view the world. That looks like an airport over there. I could be wrong. Yep, there's our airport. Okay, and I believe we took off to the west, so we'll probably have to land to the west. Actually, let me verify. I'm second guessing myself here. I wanted to make sure that was the right airport. It is. Okay, so if I remember correctly, this thing has a pretty high angle of attack when you're coming in, as well as relatively high landing speeds. So let me see if I can sort myself out here. I'm not even going to bother with the ATC. We'll do that in another time. Alright, speed brakes out. There we go, speed brakes are out. She certainly can be a little bit of a wobbly goblin if you're ham-handed with her. So yeah, I would definitely suggest lowering your curves, just so you don't overdo it. Alright, there's the airport. We're looking good. We are looking good. Alright, we'll level off because I don't want to lose too much altitude. And I think I also need to change the HUD settings, so go ahead and put that down. And then something over here needs to go to that, which is landing mode. Whoa. Alright, that was a little too dramatic there. Okay, gear comes down below 500. Okay, I think we're just about there. So go ahead and put the gear out. Alright, I've got throttle to idle, but I'm going to need to pick it up in a moment here. And we definitely want the thrust reverser on. Okay, I am watching that pipper, because that's going to be where I touch down. Let's give it a little bit of power here. Now, the thing with thrust reversers, though, you would think you could stop quicker if you give it more power. I'm not sure how that all works, but we're going to find out in a moment here. Alright, I think that's as close to the center line as I'm going to get. Let's go outside. Woo! Look at those thrust reversers go! Alright, let me see if my theory is true, because right now I've got us in idle, so I'm going to give us some power. Give us about half power. Yeah, there's that red light on the right-hand side that I was telling you about. So that means we should probably stop. Alright, brakes. Thrust reverser off. We'll let it cool down for a sec here. Sweet! Oh yeah, I am loving this aircraft. I cannot wait to show you what it can do with weapons. Oh, that's so awesome. Those wheels are kind of funky, though. I'm not going to lie. That's a little funky. Okay, but the important thing. I don't know if you all noticed, but we missed our stop. So, how about we back up to it? Only in DCS World with the Leatherneck Sims Viggen could you ever possibly get away with some craziness like this. See, there's our exit. Now we just have to turn the opposite way. Alright, before I do anything else, let's turn the thrust reversers off before we burn off those back panels. We'll give it a bit of forward thrust. Notice I am not hitting the brakes. You do not want this thing to start looking like a freaking lowrider. Jumping up and down here. Alright, so this is our turn off. We're going to try that again. Damn, see what I mean about the rudders being so wonky? I don't know if that's a bug or if that's what the real aircraft does. Doesn't seem right to me in either event. But here we go. We are off the runway. So all we got to do is just taxi to parking area, as the gentleman suggested. I just realized I didn't have the landing lights on. I thought I had them on, but I guess I turned them off. But that's okay. I don't think anybody's really going to yell at me today. Except maybe in the comments. I can't quite figure out if these mirrors are actually working, if they're really reflecting what's there, or if that's just like some placeholder graphics. Really don't know. But given the fact that we are on the beta server, as I explained at the beginning of this video, this thing has a nasty habit of robbing some of my frames per second, so I am okay with that not actually reflecting everything in the back. Alright, one thing I was told, if you'll notice, there's that nav system thing on our caution warning. That is because of the HUD and everything being on. So it needs to be set to BER, which essentially turns off the HUD. But that way it'll prevent stuff from burning out. And the other thing I should make you aware of as far as utilizing the Mavericks, this is basically like your scope that you'll be looking through in order to utilize the Mavericks. But we'll go over that on another episode, so you can stay tuned for that. However, I'm going to bring this beefy bird home. We're going to call this little first look done. So I have to say congratulations to Leatherneck Simulations. You have come out with a winner. This aircraft is going to provide us with a whole hell of a lot of fun, and I will repeat what I said earlier. If this is the kind of love that you have put into this aircraft, I can only imagine what you're going to do with the Tomcat, and I am really looking forward to it. Alright, so we are here. Let's go ahead and pull out the parking brakes. Come on, parking brakes. Oh, parking brakes don't want to release. Alright, well, more than one way to skin a cat. We'll just turn everything off. There we go. And you, just shut you up right away. There we go. Alrighty, folks, so that will do it for me. This has been Bel Geode flying in DCS World 1.5 Open Beta. I am in the brand new Leatherneck Simulations AJS-37 Viggen, the pride of the Swedish Air Force. Thank you as always for watching. If you have enjoyed what you've seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will catch you on the next episode, where we will most likely put this thing through its paces with some combat. Alrighty, folks. I'll talk to you later. Ciao!